Hello children, today we will do Act 1 Scene 3 of Merchant of Venice. As we know, Merchant of Venice is a very famous play written by Shakespeare, and as we have already done Scene 1 and Scene 2 and we know about the different characters, so let us directly proceed to Scene 3. In Scene 3, the Scene 3 begins with Bassanio entering with Shylock the Jew. Shylock, 3,000 ducats. Well, so ducat is a golden coin, and Bassanio has gone to Shylock to borrow 3,000 ducats so that he can go to Portia to propose her as a suitor. Since Antonio did not have the money at that time, so Shylock was the right person to borrow money. Only he can afford to give such a big amount. Now Shylock, as he was already looking for a chance, but he also gave a question mark, 3,000 ducats. Bassanio, sir, for 3 months. Yes, sir, and that too for 3 months. For 3 months, well, said Shylock. Bassanio, for the which I told you, Antonio will be bond. Bassanio further said, yes, as I told you, Antonio will stand the surety for this. He will take the surety that I will pay you back. Shylock, Antonio shall become bond. Well, may you state me, will you pleasure me, shall I know your answer? So Bassanio further asks that, will you please tell me that can you help us? Will you please give me the pleasure by giving the loan? So may I know your answer? Shylock, 3,000 ducats for 3 months and Antonio bond. Your answer to that? Bassanio further asks him, will you please respond me? Antonio is a good man. Shylock again says, Antonio is a good man. That is, he is a man of good means. He has enough money. He mean to say he already has enough money. So why does he want to borrow money? Have you heard any imputation to the contrary? Bassanio says that, have you heard any allegation against him? Nobody has ever done so. Did you heard anything adverse about him? Oh, no. My meaning in saying is he is a good man is to have you understand that he is sufficient, yet his means are in supposition. Shylock said, no. In order to say that he is a good man, I mean to say that he had enough money and he is good enough as a surety for the loan also. But right now his money, all his wealth are in danger. He hath an argosy bound to Tripolis. Right now argosy over here means ship has gone, one to Tripolis, another to Indies. Over here Indies means India. I understand. Moreover, upon to Rialto, even I have heard about him in the stock exchange. He had the third at Mexico and fourth for England, and other ventures he had squandered abroad. And many I have heard that one has gone to England, another to Mexico, and many more ships had scattered and spread in different countries. But ships are but boat sailors. But again he puts a question mark, ships are but wooden boats and sailors are only men. So wealth can be kept only when you want to keep it. It is such a weak or frail structure. Ships are very frail and sailors can make mistakes. But men, there be land rats, water thieves and land thieves. I mean pirates, and there is a peril of waters. In ship there are a lot of dangers. There can be land rats, water rats, so there can be land thieves and water thieves. He mean to say that there can be pirates, there can be sea robbers, and then there are many natural disasters, dangers of sea. But the man is notwithstanding sufficient 3,000 ducat. I think I may take this bond. But regardless of this, Antonio since himself is sufficient as a surety, so for him, if he is paying the surety, I think I will take the bond and I would pay you the money. So Bassanio says, be assured you may. I will be assured I may. And that I may be assured I will bethink me. May I speak with Antonio? But still, Shylock says that before paying the money, I would like to speak to Antonio. If it please you to dine with us. So Bassanio says that if it pleases with you, do come and have a dinner with us. Yes, to smell pork, to eat of the habitation which your prophet the Nazareth conjured the devil unto. I will buy so following, but I will not eat with you. I will buy with you, sell with you, talk with you, walk with you, and so following, but I will not eat with you, drink with you, nor pray with you. What news on the Rialto? Who is he comes here? So Shylock says, if I dine with you, I shall have to smell porks, that is, pig's flesh on a table. And we don't do that. And to eat the flesh of the animals into whose bodies your prophet Jesus Christ has put the devil. I don't like that. So we will do anything. We will buy things from you people. We will sell things. We can discuss matters of trade, walk with you, but we will not eat with you. So over here, he has that Jew mentality, and he says that he will not eat or drink with the Christians, neither pray with them. Yes, he can do only trade with them. What is the news? Then he further asks, what is the news on the stock exchange? And then as someone was coming, he changes the topic. Who is there? Who comes over here? And in the meanwhile enters Antonio. Bassanio says this is Signor Antonio. That is, Signor over here signifies Mr. The Mr. Antonio. How like a fawning publican he looks. I hate him for he is a Christian. So he says that how like a fawning. Fawning over here means flattering, and publican means tax collector he looks. I hate him only because he is Christian. But more that in low simplicity, he lends out money gratis and brings down the rate of usance here with us in Venice. And I hate him more because he gives money to the common people without, any interest. That is why the rate of interest has come down over here in Venice. Gratis means free of charge, and usance means interest. If I can catch him once upon the hip, I will feed fat the ancient grudge I bear him. So if I can any day get hold of him, I will take all my ancient grudges against him. He hates our sacred nation, and he rails even where merchants most do conjure it. He hates our nation. That means he means to say Antonio hates Jews, and he rails over here indicates criticize even there where merchants most do conjure it, that is gather, and on me my bargains and my well-worn theft which he calls interest, curse to be my tribe if I forgive him. So he always criticize me and my way of doing trade, and curse me if I ever fail to take a revenge on him. Shylock, do you hear? So all these things he said aside so that Bassanio or Antonio doesn't hear, but this shows that how much grudge is there in Shylock to take revenge against Antonio. Bassanio once again calls Shylock. Shylock, do you hear? Shylock, I am debating of my present store, but by the near guess of my memory, I cannot instantly raise up the gross. So Shylock says, actually I was thinking about the money that I presently have, but I can remember that I cannot have so much of money immediately. A full 3,000 ducat, what of what, Tubal, a wealthy Hebrew of my tribe, will furnish me. But soft, how many months do you desire? Sorry. I does not have 3,000 ducat right now, but Tubal, another of the Jew, he was also a Hebrew of my tribe. He will furnish me with the rest of the money. And what did you say, for how many months do you require? Your worship was the last man in the mouth. So where you were, we were talking actually, when you came, we were talking about this only. Now Antonio says, Shylock, Albert, I neither lend nor borrow by taking nor by giving of excess, yet to supply the ripe wants of my friend, I will break a custom if yet possessed how much he would. So Antonio say, actually Shylock, I never borrow, never lend, but right now my friend is deeply in need of money, and because of that I am breaking my own rules, I am breaking my own custom, and I have to borrow money from you. 3,000 ducats. For 3 months. I had forgot 3 months. You told me so. Well then, your bond, and let me see what here you me think you should be neither lend nor money upon advantage. Shylock said, yeah, I forgot actually. He has said 3 months, but I forgot that. Well, if you are the guarantee and you said you don't take money, neither borrow or lend money on interest, I do never use it. When Jacob graced his uncle Laban's ship, this Jacob from our holy Abraham was, as his wise mother wrought in his behalf, the third processor, as he was the third. Now Shylock tries to indicate a story to them rather. He says that when Jacob graced the ship for his uncle Laban, and this Jacob who described from his holy Abraham was, as his wise mother Rebekah has skillfully worked to get him this position, the third in the line of succession. Yes, he was third, as Shylock tried to recall. Antonio. And what of him did he take interest? And Antonio couldn't understand what was Jacob, how Jacob was related to the interest part. No, not take interest, not as you would say, directly interest. Mark what Jacob did. When Laban and himself were compromised, that all the younglings which had stricked and piped should fall as Jacob's hire. The east wind rank in the end of autumn turned to the rams. So Shylock said, no, he did not take any interest, not directly as would call interest. You must note that Jacob did. Laban and Jacob actually came to an agreement that when lambs and rams would breed, the newborn babies or the when the baby lambs will be born, any lambs which will have strikes on their body will come to as a part or to Jacob. Now, in order to get them, what Jacob did, the female sheep, when they were in heat, in a state of sexual excitement towards the end of the autumn, turned to the male sheep when these animals were having wool on their bodies, they were having sexual intercourse. The clever shepherd Jacob took certain piece of wood and removed their leaves and twigs bark. He stuck the strikes pieces of wood in front of this sexually aroused female sheep. So, and in doing so, of the deed of kind, he stuck them up before the fulsome means sexually aroused, who then conceived it in earning time, fall, particolored lambs, and those were Jacob's. This was a way of thrive, and he was blessed and theft in placing if man still is not. So the female sheep which became pregnant at that time delivered all the lambs which had lines and spots. These lambs were taken by Jacob as the wages for his services, as was the agreement. So this was a way to become prosperous, and Jacob was fully rewarded. And economic wealth is a blessing if man do not steal it. They can earn it by any means. Antonio could not understand what was Jacob doing in their borrowing of money. This was a venture, sir, that Jacob served for a thing not in the power of bring to pass, but swayed and fashioned of the hands of the heaven. Hands of the heaven. Was this inserted to make interest good, or if your gold and silver is and ram? So this was a business dealing, sir, for which, that was an agreement between Jacob and Laban. So what is this to do with the interest? It was designed and made to happen by the will of God. In this, Jacob have done nothing. Whatever was done by God. But did you insert this story to show that interest is good? Or did you tell it because your gold and silver is like ship and ram, and which is increasing day by day? Shylock say, I cannot tell. I make it breed as fast, but note me, Signor. Antonio, mark you, Bassanio, the devil can cite scripture for this purpose. An evil soul producing holy witness is like a villain with a smiling cheek, a goodly apple rotten in the heart. Oh, what a goodly outside falsehood hath. So Antonio said, devil speaking the words of the scripture, this is something very, something very different. So it is like an evil mind person who is having quotes from the holy book will sure have something villainous going into his mind. and very similar to villain with a smile on his face. He is like that apple which appears attractive from outside but rotten from inside. So falsehood has an attractive external appearance. Shylock again says 3000 ducats. It's a good round sum. 3 months from 12. Then let me see the rate. If you are borrowing for 3000 ducats and that too for 3 months, let me see what rate of interest I am going to charge. Well, Shylock, shall we be beholding to you? Can we trust you? Can we expect to get the money from you? Signor Antonio, many a time and often in the Rialto you have rated me about my monies and my assurances. So again Shylock says that many a time in the Rialto and the stock exchange you have criticized me about my money, about my interest. Still I have borne it with a patient shrug, but every time I have borne patiently. For sufferance is the badge of our tribe, for we Jews has been suffering from years. You call me misbeliever, cutthroat dog. You have always called me a cur, a dog, and spit upon my Jewish garbentine also. Even you have spit upon my Jewish garbentine. Garbentine is the Jewish gown. And all of us use of that which is mine own. Well then, it is now appears you need my help. You have always criticized me, used slang against me, have called me cur, have spitted on me, and now you need my help. Go to then. You come to me and you say, Shylock, we would have money, and you say so. You that void your doom upon my beard, and fool me as you spurn a strange cur. So do you feel that you expect me to get what do you want and you expect that I would give you? I ask you, does a dog have money? Over your threshold, money is your suit. What would I say to you? Should I not say, hath a dog money? Is it possible? Now you need help and you have come to me, and what do you expect that I should say? Shouldn't I say, does dog have a money? Is it possible? A cur can lend you 3000 ducat. Is it possible that a dog will lend you 3000 ducat? Shall I bend low and in a bondman's key, with bated breath and whipsing humbleness, say this? Fair sir, you spit on me on Wednesday last. So, should I say that I should help you? Or should I be humble with you? Even last Wednesday you have spit on me. You spurned me such a day. Another time you called me a dog, and for this curses I lent you thus such money. You have always done so, and even you called me cur, you spit on me. Even last Wednesday you did the same thing, and do you expect still I should lend you such a huge amount of money? Antonio to this see again he replies, I am as like to call thee so again. I will again call you a dog. To spit on thee again, I will again spit on you. To spur this too, and even I will talk to you in the same manner, and even I will spurn you means kick you. If thou will lend this money, lend it not. If to thy friend from thy friendship take, a breed of barren matter to his friend, but lend it rather to thine enemy, who if they break, thou mayest be better face exact the penalties. Antonio says, if you don't want to, who is demanding money from you as a friend? Lend me as a enemy, and we will, if we are not able to pay you, we are ready to pay back the penalties also. Why look you how you storm? I would be friends with you and have your love. Forget the shames that you have stained me with. Supply your present wants and take no doit of assurance from my money, and you will not hear me. This is a kind I offer. So Shylock, who look, you are talking very angrily. Shylock changed the topic immediately. He says, don't talk angrily. I rather want to be friendly with you and have your love. I want to forget all the shame that you have heaped upon me, and rather we want to strengthen the friendship in a new way. I do not want to take any penny even as an interest. But do you not seem to be willing to listen to me? I am making a very generous offer to you. Now Bassanio says, this were kindness. This is actually a very kind offer that you won't take any interest. This kindness will I show. Go, with me to notary, sent me there, your single bond, and in a mercy sport, if you repay me not on a such day, in such a place, with such sum of money, expressed in the condition, let the forfeit by nominated for an equal pound of your fair flesh to be cut off and taken in which part of your body pleaseth me. Shylock says that you come with me to the notary, there we will sign a bond that if you are unable to pay me the sum of money on the prescribed day, then you will give me a pound of flesh. I will forfeit a pound of flesh from your body, from whichever part I would like, and I would take a pound of flesh from your body, and as I would like, if the money is not given on the particular day. But Antonio say, content in faith, I will seal to such a bond, and say this in much kindness to the Jew. So Antonio is ready to do so. He says that this is a very kind of a Bassanio, but Bassanio is not ready to do so. I will not allow you to sign such a bond for me. I would prefer to live in my needs of difficulties rather than signing such a bond. Antonio, why fear not, man? I will not forfeit it. Within this 2 months, there's a month before this bond expires, I do expect return of 3 times the value of this bond. But Antonio is very sure that all his argosies will come back and he will be about to return the whole money within the time period. And rather, he will be able to return 3 times the value of money they are going to borrow. Now, Shylock, who is very cunningly getting Antonio trapped, again tries to convince Antonio to sign the bond. Oh, Father Abraham, what these Christians are, whose own heart dealings teaches them suspect, though thoughts of others. Pray you tell me this, if I should break this day, what should I gain? So Shylock say, oh Father Abraham, what kind of men these Christians are? They deal the business dealings so harshly that they even suspect everything. What will I do with the flesh if they break the bond? By the exaction of this forfeiture, a pound of man's flesh taken from a man is not an estimable, profitable neither. If I take a pound of flesh, that is neither profitable to me and neither it is valuable. It is not even as profitable as beef or goats. I say, to buy his favor, I extend his friendship. If I will take it, so, if not, adieu. And for my love, I pray you wrong me not. So he further said that a human's flesh is not even profitable as that of sheep, cow, or goat. I say I extend my hand of friendship to win Antonio's favor. I am signing such a bond, just I am giving you money without any interest, just to gain Antonio's friendship. If takes it, it's good. If not, I say goodbye to you. But for the sake of my love, do not misjudge me. Antonio gets ready. Yes, Shylock, I will seal on to this bond. Shylock, then meet me forthwith. As he notaries, give him direction for this merry bond, and I will go and purse the ducat straight. So you go to the notary, give him the necessary instruction about this merry bond. I will go and put the ducats into my purse immediately. See to my house left in the fearful guard, and I will go to my house. I have left the house in which a very careless person is there. So soon I will be with you. So Shylock goes from there. Antonio, hi, this gentle Jew, this Hebrew will turn Christian. He grows kind. So Antonio feels very happy. He says he is growing gentler and might be one day he will change his religion to Christianity. Bassanio, I like not fair terms and a villain's mind, but Bassanio feels that this bond was not a good one. I do not like the pleasant and polite language he was using, and that too maybe, a person who is having such a villain's mind, he can talk so nicely. Come on. In this there be no dismay. My ship come home a month before the day. But Antonio is very sure that his ship will be coming back a month before the decided date, and hence he will be able to pay back all the money, and hence there is no harm in signing the bond. So that's how, the scene ends, where Antonio decides to sign the bond, but Bassanio does not want him to do so. And finally, Antonio falls in the trap of Shylock. Thank you.